What's going on, everyone? So we got to talk about AVANTIS. This is going to be a real quick video because I'm noticing some things forming up here. So anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into it. So you can see we got 4% up in the last 24 hours, but we're still down 31% in the last 7 days, 50% in the last 14 days, 66 million in volume, 157 million inside of market cap. So right now, what I'm noticing here inside of AVANTIS, you can see that the highs are now starting to become lower and lower. So that is a key sign that we might drop very soon. So this could be a pretty big drop. I've just done a Bitcoin video talking about how Bitcoin could possibly come down 30%. It's a big if, but it's possible. It's a big if though. And that was because we had two previous 32% drops here inside of the crypto market, and this would make it the third consecutive 32% drop inside of this bull run. The first one was right here, 32% drop with the channel, the downtrend channel, 32% drop here on Bitcoin with the downtrend channel. And as you can see, we're kind of going through that now, the 32% drop. And I have a bunch of other stuff here because we're actually in multiple different channels at the same time, simultaneously. We have a bearish expanding triangle, and then we have these two channels that we're trading in up here. So we're waiting to see what happens after that. If we break back into this channel, out of this channel, back into this channel, out of this bearish expanding triangle, then it's confirmed bearish. But yes, it does have multiple bearish signals. And then I also showed this to all the people on the Bitcoin video. So I'm just showing you guys this just in case you haven't seen my Bitcoin video. I've been talking about this literally since I believe it was since January or February or even March, somewhere around that time. But whenever this happened right here is when I started talking about it. So whenever this happened about the 8th of April, this is when everything bottomed out. The whole crypto market bottomed out. Whole stock market bottomed out because the tariff thing was over. But look, guys, we see it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. This white line, this is the short-term trend. The blue line is the long-term trend at the top, right? So we're seeing the short-term trend coming all the way down here. It should come down here to the bottom. The long-term trend hit this once, twice. Should come down here to hit it a third time and go back up. Short-term trend should follow it right back up. And then we'll have a dump going into the next year, like early next year. But then we also see we had the resistance 1, 2, 3. So I don't know, anything can happen at this point, but I'm really looking at this to see if we do go down. There's too many coincidences. Like how do we have this many coincidences? This is one indicator showing that we're bearish, right? That's the %R trend exhaustion. And then we have the MACD putting up a lot of selling signals, not selling signals. The MACD is just selling off, so you're seeing selling pressure on the MACD. That's 2. We have this channel that we're trading in. I guess that's 3. We have this one, that's 4. Well, this one we broke out of it, so I wouldn't even add that as 4. And then we have the bearish expanding wedge, or the bearish expanding triangle. And that is this right here. And just so you guys can see the bearish expanding triangle in its purest form, let me go ahead and bring this up. Take this off, take this off, take this off, take this off. And I took off one of the most important ones. But yeah, so this is what we're looking at, guys. And you're probably wondering, why am I showing you Bitcoin? Because you got to understand what perspective I'm coming from when I'm giving this technical analysis. Because I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Everybody's wrong every now and then. But I've been right a lot of times inside the last few weeks for AVANTIS. But I feel like AVANTIS personally is going to be an outlier coin. So even though Bitcoin might have a crash, AVANTIS should come down too. But I don't know if it'll come. I don't think it'll come down too much. Because this Bitcoin thing is going to be almost immediate, right? It's how it always happens. The elevator, they take the elevator down, they take the stairs on the way up. So it'll be almost immediate with the crash. You won't really have to suffer much. You know, I know that sounds bad, but hey, you're not going to have to suffer much. They're just going to end your pain all right there. But look, if we go down to 85K Bitcoin, I reckon that we come all the way down to where we started all this at, right? So around so around September 25th, we were around 28 cents, give or take, over there. And then if you come all the way back here, yeah, you can see around 28 cents or so. So we can't really go all the way back to April because obviously it wasn't out during April. So we can't compare the prices, to the April as it was with Bitcoin. But what we can look at is, where did we have resistance at last? Well, last we had resistance right here. So I've been mentioning this in a lot of videos, 47 cents. And it looks like we're probably going to do this, guys. So pay attention. We might actually be going down to 47 cents. And then from there, if we can't recover, then we're going down to 40 cents. And then if Bitcoin's actually going down, if Bitcoin actually hits 85K, we could see as low as 27 cents, guys. 20 cents even. Like, if Bitcoin really hits 85K, we could see some nasty dumps inside of the market. So be careful. I'm cash heavy right now because I've actually recently sold a lot of stuff. And look, I might be wrong, and I might miss a pump in the market, but I'm very prepared to lose or to miss an opportunity in the market. I'm very prepared for that because, in general, for me, I go after every single play that I kind of make and that I see is actually fit to actually go through with. And this is seeming like it's fit to go through with. So if it doesn't dump and it pumps, that's good. I'm gonna find a good entry on the next pullback. But if it does dump, then I'm getting in at the bottom. But me personally, I'm gonna be buying a lot of Pudgy Penguins. So I got 5 coins on my list right now: Pudgy Penguins, Pump.Fun, Avantis, Aster, and Toshi. I've been mentioning this a lot, guys. So those are like my 5 top picks right now. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But let's look at what the market cap would actually be if we went down to these low levels that I keep talking about. So this first one, 47 cents, would be 121 million. If you look at it, we're already at 157 million. So it's not too far-fetched to see AVANTIS going down a little bit lower. If we went down to 40 cents, now we're leaving the millions. Now we're leaving it, right? Now we're no longer... Why is it not working? All right, let me go ahead and do this again. Control-C and then Control-V. I try to do the hotkeys. There it is. I always do the hotkeys. But yeah, 40 cents, you're now looking at 103 million in market cap. So this isn't too far-fetched, guys. This isn't too far-fetched. 0.278 71 million. I don't know if we'll get that low, guys, but I'm just kind of showing you what things could look like. I know people are probably getting scared right now, like, what are you talking about? Look, this is just me kind of throwing stuff out there just to like, we can't always be super bulls, right? We can't always be super bullish on everything all the time. Sometimes you have to question the bullish thesis when it's inside of levels like this. This is a really cheap price to buy in at. It is. And you probably wouldn't lose even if you bought in here, to be honest. Let's say you had $1,000. We'll put 100 in here, put 100 here, 100 here, 100 here, 100 here, if it goes down like this. But if it doesn't and it only goes down to like here, well, now you've secured already 300 worth. And then when it starts going up, just put the rest of it in as it's starting to pump. Like, easy as that, literally. So it's not really too big of a deal. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I do think that we're going to have another pullback here. I just don't know how hard of a pullback. If Bitcoin goes to 85K, I would say expect like 40 cents coming for this thing, or even 20 cents. If it does all the way down to 85K Bitcoin, expect this to go to 20 cents. And then maybe if we did like 100K Bitcoin, expect 40 cents, something like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. A lot of people are going to get mad, but I really don't care. Hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. We always have to look at both sides. What would it look like if it was bearish? What would it look like if it's bullish? You know what it would look like if it's bullish. You know all of our resistance levels, but now you know what it would look like if we were bearish. And it kind of is starting to look like that. We're breaking down, and it actually might happen. Anyways, this is all I got for you guys today. Join the membership, become a member of the channel. It's only $9.99 per month, guys. extremely cheap. I'll go over any crypto project or stock that you want me to go over. I'll do a full analysis and a technical analysis on it. And then from there, you can decide what you want to do with it. But yes, go ahead and sign up. Only $9.99 per month. You'll probably make it back inside of the first month. But only thing I won't go over is some low cap scam coins. I won't do that. But anyway, shout out to you guys. And as always, I'll be back with another video.